Okay, so people felt like it was a conspiracy, like it was more than just this dude involved, and now they're saying that the crowd may have assisted the assassin. Let's take a look at this.
So good morning, everyone. On this Monday morning, we saw an outpouring of support from coast to coast over the weekend, north into Canada for the late Charlie Kirk. How people across the country now are paying tribute, as we say. Although somber weekend, we'll get to everything this coming week. We'll take it day by day. I'm Bill Hemmer. Dana's got the week off, and welcome to our coverage as we begin anew to our old friend.
Tough couple of days. Good morning to you. Good to see you. I'm Aisha Husney, and this is America's Newsroom. So it was a weekend of remembrance, Bill. Everybody from musicians to athletes and everyday Americans all mourning Charlie Kirk.
Charlie, 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 Charlie.
It's been hitting me harder in the last couple of days, and I just wanted to let Erica Kirk know that me and my family are sending prayers her way.
So now we know that Charlie Kirk's memorial service is set for Sunday in Arizona. President Trump will be there. It will be held in a football stadium where the Arizona Cardinals play. Capacity 78,000 possibly.
Wow.
This is Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, reacted to the assassination on Friday evening and then sent out a few of these photos from over the weekend. She vows to continue his legacy and make the movement even stronger than what he started.
Meanwhile, Bill, we are still learning more about his suspected assassin. Officials are telling us that he is not cooperating with them, but his family and his friends are talking. And FBI Director Kash Patel gave us an update on this investigation this morning. Listen.
I can report today
so I saw
that
this.
the DNA
Where's
hit from and we know the suspect was communicating with folks.
We're also getting a glimpse into this Newsroom light-colored shorts. We know he later changed into this outfit that the FBI released images of. After those images went out, we have learned that some of the suspect's friends in an online group chat were joking that he looked just like the man in those pictures. The New York Times reports that the suspect allegedly replied that his doppelganger was trying to, quote, get me in trouble. And when another friend joked that the group could turn him in for the reward, the suspect allegedly said, quote, only if I get a cut. Back here at the Utah County Jail, officials tell us the suspect is being held in a separate unit under special watch to make sure he doesn't hurt himself or others before his first court appearance tomorrow.
you got to worry about others hurting him? Come on now.
We're told he will appear virtually and that ahead of that hearing, prosecutors will formally file charges against him. Aisha?
Okay, Garrett Tenney live for us. Garrett, thank you.
So Dan Bongino is the FBI Deputy Director. And sir, thank you for your time this morning. Important stuff here after a very heavy weekend. Thank you for being here. I want to go back to last week on the day that he was killed.
Every time I see him, he look like he is not playing games. Every single time. You look like you don't want to mess with him.
Try and clear up a few things as best we can. Did anyone in that crowd aid or assist this assassination?
Well, that's what we're looking into now, Bill. Obviously, we have a suspect in custody. It's quite clear. It's why I'm here discussing this individual. However, if this was a larger effort, there was any aiding and abetting, whether it be financial, whether it be someone who knew the specifics of it and failed to report that. As you heard the director say this morning, we as an FBI, our team, along with our state and local partners, are looking into that. We have a lot of technical capabilities, a lot of good investigative capabilities, where we can scrub that entire network, whether it's OSINT, open source intel, through social media that people posted publicly. We'll be looking at that. We'll also be dropping a lot of paper, a lot of subpoenas out there to take a look to see if there was any extended network. But I want to be clear, there are things I can say, as you well know today, and things I can't. I don't want to get ahead or jeopardize the investigation. But when I can what I can share with you, Bill, I will. We are clinging to transparency here. This is the era of the, Cronkite and Jennings generation is over. New media now is media. And we want to be sure we can do everything in our power to share what we can, when we can, while still balancing the needs of the investigation.
Okay, I heard Kash Patel 90 minutes ago in our program. When we get to this couple.
So, like I said before in the other videos that I've done, people keep talking about the guys doing the hand signals, okay, that people got footage of. And then when the one dude stood up and celebrated and looked in the direction of where the shooter was, people was like, whoa, he stood up like he knew exactly where he was. True, but it's not like you can't figure out where the shot came from with your ears. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. And it's just the whole thing with security not really securing the roofs and everything, just something does not feel right. And I know, but you were saying this is a distraction. They did it because he was talking about the Epstein files and Israel and all this other stuff. I've heard you guys. I don't know. Could be not.
All the things that he made news on, but first I want to drill on this. Is there any connection at all between the person who was asking the question about mass shooters and trans killers?
Yeah, because people are like, the guy that asked the question should be a suspect. Because it's almost like, ask this question, and by the like if someone was collaborating, and what I mean, people be trying to make things poetic or mean something, like, oh, he said this and that's why he died, or he shot him while he was saying this. People like to do stuff like that. So yeah, I see why people are looking at him, because there's a lot of college students that didn't like him, and they would get up there full of piss and vinegar and everything, hollering at him, snapping, losing their minds. I've seen the stuff, so that's interesting,
Just a stunning coincidence when that single shot was fired.
Well, we're investigating that.
I'm sure.
I don't want to say conclusively right now if there was connection or not.
I'm sure.
Sometimes Charlie was known to speak out about these issues. He was a powerful voice. It's not terribly uncommon for him to get questions like that. However, we are looking into that. Any potential connection here,
okay, so
we're going to scrub.
I'm not drawing conclusions from your answer, but you're saying it's a possibility. Is that what I hear you saying?
We're looking into everything, Bill. There's not going to be a stone left unturned if there was anyone involved who aided, abetted. I can't say that in strong enough terms. Every single FBI asset on this team is being applied and used in this investigation.
Okay, after he fired that single fatal shot, we've got the video of him jumping off the backside of the building. Where is the gun when he drops 15 feet down to the grass below?
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the video, the gun is you'll see in the back of the video when you're watching the video right there. It appears from the video here that the gun is either in the backpack or on him. When he jumps down, this is where, by the way, this part of the video, this is where we got a significant portion of the forensic evidence in the case, which
that
we had
right
to expedite. We had a number of assets, including fixed wing assets, to be able to fly. If obviously,
I don't know. It doesn't look like that type of gun would fit in that bag.
Salt Lake and that specific area in Provo is not around the corner from FBI labs. It was difficult, but we were able, during that scene, him grabbing that particular side of the building and jumping down, we were able to gather a significant amount of forensic information, which we expedited back to the lab, which was the key, I think, piece of information that we were able to crack this thing open.
Okay. Just looking at that video, it's hard to see the weapon, and that's why the question is still obvious.
People were asking that question.
Kash Patel said earlier today that he expressed to someone that he had an opportunity to take out the killer and was going to do it. Did that person do anything with that information?
Yeah, that's what we're really disturbed about. it appears that this was communicated. You see this a lot, Bill, when in targeted violence cases, assassinations, school shootings, where the individual expresses in advance in a good swath of these cases his desire or her desire to do.
Yeah, a lot of people don't act because they don't believe that they're going to do it. It's different when you know somebody. You're like, he's not going to, Now, some of us know some crazy dudes. And it's like, yo, if he say he going to do something, I wouldn't put it past him, But maybe he didn't portray that being that type of person to people. You know what I mean?
These specific things. That appears to be the case here as well, where the intent component was there in advance, and the target was announced in advance prior. Now that's the part we want to know. Did they know and not say? Now, Bill, you have to keep in mind, and I don't want anyone to jump to conclusions on this. Did they say it, hear it, and think it was some kind of a joke? That's what we're trying to find out now. But I promise you, if there's a larger network here, we're going to get that out to the public.
Yeah, because some people just say stuff. You know what I mean? So that's, like I said, and some people just don't read people right. Some people just don't read people right. I've been told I read people very well. I'm not 100% accurate, but the majority of the time I know. And you can ask Scarlo, living with me, and I've called so many things that have happened in certain situations and watching TV and stuff. And I'm like, look, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. This person's got that problem, or this is like something's wrong with them. I'm always right. And she's always like, well, maybe. No, look at that. Nobody does that unless something's wrong with them. And then something will happen. I told you. You know what I mean? So, see, some people, they like to think the best of people, and they let certain things go. Well, maybe.
As soon as we can, we really are
okay, the reason why this is really important to your investigation, understanding motive that I'll get to in a moment here, is that I believe that if I've got the dates right here, that event was announced 1 week before it happened. And we've got the reporting from over the weekend that said that the killer, the accused killer now,
that means they had
expressed
time
views
to
with
figure
his
it all
family
out.
at a dinner table. And I don't know what
I just can't shake why the rooms were not secured. That is driving me the most nuts out of all of this. What? Isn't there footage out there? People are like, yo, was somebody on the roof? I keep forgetting about that.
Timeline is between when that happened. Was it hours or was it days? I mean, clearly it had to be at least.
I don't want to hear, he wasn't the president and all this other stuff. He knew what could have happened to him. Him and his wife discussed it. As a matter of fact, I heard that the reason why the timing of everything that she did after he died was laid out already. In other words, he discussed with her, if this happens to me, you are to do this, that, and the third. That's, you know what I mean? So, whatever.
A couple days, if not less. And if he also expressed this opinion that he had an opportunity to take out Kirk and was going to do it, well, when was
So my point is if he knew, people delegate things, it's like, okay, you do this, you do that. I got this team to take care of this. I got this team to take care of that. And you trust them. And I think that's just it. People drop the ball. Things happen. Conspiracies happen. All type of stuff happens. And then people are pointing the finger and who did this and who was in charge of that and how come. Man, look. Charlie should have been like, at every event, if y'all see anybody on the roof, y'all let us know. You get what I'm saying? Like,
that message transmitted
Yeah,
from the
this
point
is
that Charlie was killed.
this is the troubling part of the investigation as I see it now. There appear to have been multiple warning signs. You just laid out some of them. There were people in his network, friends and family, who had stated that he had become more political, that he had become, at some parts, I believe some of his coworkers had stated that he had kind of detached himself when the topic of politics came up and walked away from them. Family members said he'd become more political, leading us to believe that this ideology had infected him and had taken over. And he was just intent, it appears, from the data we've accumulated and the channel and that note, which we have some evidence may have existed before based on the communications in that channel, that his target was obviously going to be Charlie and that people knew in advance. The question is, again, I just want to go back to what you had asked before. Did they know? Were they sure of this? Or did they hear this and just write it off? That's what we're going to have to find out. And that's what we're investigating now. Bill, this investigation
sure they wrote it off.
has just begun. This isn't even the beginning of the beginning. You know, yes, we have a subject in custody. You know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in our constitutional republic. However, this is not done by any stretch. Our men and women out there in the Bureau have worked tirelessly all week, and I just got back to D.C. Last night. And, Cash and I were out there on the scene. We walked the scene. We went through every single component of it. We saw the evidence up close and personal. And we went out there to be able to make command decisions with our team on the ground. And I think the process, although not perfect, of course, I think the process went pretty well considering we got him in 33 hours.
Okay, yeah, I respect the process here too. The governor, Cox, said he had a leftist ideology. I don't know what issues were important to him. Maybe you can share that with us today. And Kash Patel said, if I got this right, he said, I'm looking at facts, not motive. What's the working theory now as to motive?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. But
Yeah. I guess he's looking for a confirmed answer from him. Like,
based on the statements of family members, friends, and some of the messaging we have on these digital footprints left behind, he clearly had some obsession with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is obviously a conservative commentator. That's no secret to anyone out there. So while, again, I don't want to speak in advance and jeopardize the case in any way, I think it's fairly obvious to everyone out there, and there's no need to parse words with it, that clearly this was an ideologically motivated attack. I mean, Charlie Kirk is a conservative commentator who sadly and tragically gave his life, underneath a sign asking people to challenge his ideas, the very essence of our constitutional republic. And Bill, if I may, I know it's a news show, but Charlie was my friend.
oh, I know.
Charlie wasn't my friend. Charlie was my good friend. And I spent the weekend, after coming back from Utah, looking through text exchanges going back years with Charlie. And it's kind of hard to believe he's not here.
Yeah.
So, this has been hard for everyone. And I think it's fair and appropriate for every one of the taxpayers who finances your FBI to ask questions about everything. You know what? It wasn't perfect, but it should be. Next time we'll try to make it more perfect. But I just ask everyone to keep in mind that both Kash and I, this was very emotional for us. We had to put that aside. We had a job to do. And when everything settled down and finally got a little bit of sleep last night, it hit me that, Charlie's not here anymore. And that was tough for everyone. So I'm not asking for anybody's forgiveness for missteps here and there. We got our guy in 33 hours. Everything, we're going to go look at everything when this is done. And next time, when there's a crisis, what we can do well, we can do better, we can do better, we can do even better than that.
Yeah, Dan, I'm sorry for your loss, and I appreciate your work in the story and the investigation. It's important.
I gotta say, because of YouTube's algorithm, because I've watched so much stuff on what's happened to him, I get served videos with him doing public speaking and debating with the college students and stuff like that. And I gotta say, it's actually hard to watch them now because of everything going on right now and his death being so fresh and having the video in my mind and stuff like that. It's a real weird feeling. Like if I get videos of them debating, I don't watch them right now because of the trauma, I guess, still being in the mind of seeing that. I assume I will again, but right now I'm just concerned that they get all this business taken care of, you know. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think.